We read about bonds between the mahat and the elephant and all that. It's like dog and man. It's not like that, is it?
It's not. It's not. As PETA, we always say that, the best thing that you can do to help animals is by going vegan. A vegan saves up to 200 animals a year. The Indian Constitution itself says, the Article 51 AG says that, it is a fundamental duty of all citizens to have compassion and kindness. When there are these cases of dog bites, people are like, kutto ko maar do. Start culling and
kill everything.
Kill everything. So that's not the solution.
Hold your dog. So I said, why? I'm scared. So I said, why? It's like racism. You just don't like him.
PETA has done an expose of wet markets in India, in Delhi itself, and they're still being sold like that. We rescued a cat, and he used to bite humans.
Yeah.
And because, some kids had tied firecrackers to his tail and burnt it.
Yeah.
And that's why he was like really scared of humans. Because so many animals have gone extinct already. I think the great Indian bustard and the Indian pangolin.
Democracy. Okay, excellent guest for me to finally get on board. One of the few things I like in the entire world, I'm just thinking, ice cream, my mother, and animals. So, okay, that's the wrong order. Animals first, then mom, then ice cream. Okay, ice cream and mom tie. I can't make up my mind. So, Sachin Bangera.
Yes.
That's how we pronounce it. I thought of the name and I immediately thought of Bagheera because I'm such an animal person.
I was called by that name in
I'm
school.
sure.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only guy who made that connection immediately. He's my favorite character, by the way, in Jungle Book, Bagheera. He just was like that noble. There's a lovely line if you're in the book, which I remember, which is like when Sher Khan challenges him over something, and Sher Khan accuses him of stealing the kill that he has, and Bagheera says, what is it? Bagheera's honor is something that he may perhaps fight for.
Yeah.
In the gentlest of voices. It's written like that. It's beautiful. So
He's one of the wisest characters
yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Jungle Book, where people say, what's going wrong with these guys? So this entire episode is going to be dedicated to you as a person. Obviously to PETA, because you're very much the son of PETA and you symbolize that. And listen, I'm a huge supporter in my own way with my few contradictions and hypocrisies. But for me, it's always animal first. Yeah. I think the way we have been brought up, again, I'm not trying to talk about myself, this is about you. The way we've been brought up, animals always are important. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah.
I won't get into Zoroastrianism and all that, but it's just absolutely very important. All animals. So this selective hatred of animals when people attack pigeons, which we'll talk about later, I'm not very happy with. But try to keep balance and try to understand we live in this man world, human society, and have to figure out how to function and always trying to find compromises, otherwise how to manage. Can't go to war. That's no option. But if there was, that's the only people we should defend, animals. Sir, Sachin, tell us about yourself. When did you win Mr. India?
I wish I did, but I'm doing much more than, all of this. I joined PETA like 20 years ago. Like it's been 20 plus years.
You look like you're 25.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
I was in college when I started this as my love for animals, and then I just got consumed, and I feel that.
So when you were a young boy, were you like all of us, bringing puppies home and trying to?
I would always, I would feed sparrows and I would play with community cats and dogs.
What about old women? Just don't answer that.
So
he didn't say no, guys. One cat, one pigeon, auntie. Go on.
So that's where it all started, and then of course, when I got to know a little more about animals, I went vegetarian because I thought it shouldn't be.
That's the first rule. You can't.
You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be loving cats and then eating chickens, because all animals are the same.
Somebody else told me if you're willing to kill the animal, then eat it. Because you'll see that most of us will not even be able to hurt the animal. I mean, I can't even see a suffering for 1 second.
Yeah.
Although I can't see human suffering. Is there something wrong with me?
I think we all are sailing in the same boat.
I started hating humanity, but I love animals more. I don't know. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, so...
If I'm stealing the show about myself, just stop, because I'm a narcissist and I'll just keep... It's going on all the time. Huh.
So it all began over there, and then... I went vegetarian, and then I got to know about PETA. I joined PETA thanks to my friend who told me about, a job opening.
Who was in PETA?
He is still at PETA, and so I started working. It was like in 2005, and I was just doing like a very small job over there. I was like at the reception, like answering calls.
It's good to start at the bottom, no?
Yeah,
The reception.
bottom.
Actually, the receptionist, testosterone deficiency, they actually meet everyone. So
Yes.
in many ways, it's a good place to be, right? I would think in any environment because everybody goes to the reception.
Yeah, and you get to know about all the campaigns, everything that is happening, not just like doing your one job like answering calls, but you are helping people become volunteers, helping them with their queries about how to go about helping animals, or if there is something happening in a society, helping them with that particular case. So that was my first job. And then because back then the office was in Juhu, and we used to have like John and Raveena coming to our office, and
how nice.
yeah. So and I was, of course, like every other person, a Bollywood fan.
Starstruck, yeah. Like,
not starstruck, but like a Bollywood fan would.
so you're very disappointed to come here in many ways. I totally understand, except where you're coming from. Yeah. How sad. At one point, John and Raveena was right next to him and talking to him like an equal and all that. And now you've just got me and this lot. Yeah. Huh.
So I would show a lot of interest in like whatever was happening in Bollywood, and then I would tell my bosses that there's this star who likes who has adopted a dog, or this person who does so much for community animals, and that's where they thought that my interest lies in Bollywood and media, and that's when I switched to this side. Like I started working with celebrities. We worked with you.
Now
I think it was like,
now you can't do that last minute. Yeah, I'm feeling very bad.
Like,
producers walking out of the whole show. I mean, is it that
I think
bad?
she's done with
it. Okay, she's upset. John, Raveena, who's this guy? Yeah, very disappointing.
So
sorry, I don't want to name drop again, but John, from what I remember and gather and little I know of him, a huge animal lover.
Yes.
And puts his money where his mouth is, literally. And I remember one story of his where, his mother is a feeder and used to feed all the doggies on all the animals in the Juhu beach area and that area and all that. And somebody picked a fight before he was a star.
Yeah.
Picked a fight with her. You know how these guys get really violent. We'll talk about this in detail later as well. You have people who just get into the head that you're doing some evil when all you're doing is feeding an animal, and it's all the Tamiz actually which is the problem. Conversations can be had if people don't lose their shape and get aggressive, but people start shouting and screaming and abusing anyway. So and she's a lovely lady, his mom, so in my eyes a saint. And then these people were irritating her, and he apparently is the one a few times when he got really violent and angry. I love that story, and I'll let you imagine what happened after that. He's a big, strong boy, Irani jeans,
and he
guitar.
Did something similar with. There was another case where he saw a guy, like a horse owner, whipping his horse, and I think John went and stopped him.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he got like really riled up and.
Yeah, but by then he was a star, so I think they'll listen to him.
No, back then I think he was still a model.
He was a male model. Who cares about male models? There's another Lokanwala guy walking around with tight pants. Ye kaun hai? I'm sorry, are you one of those guys?
No.
Because you said your office is in Lokanwala.
Yeah, sadly it is, but no, loose pants.
Loose pants, okay. Don't double check. Yeah, so anyway, so this happened like a coincidence that you were there, and these stars. What is Raveena's, what is the association with Raveena?
Raveena is a big time animal lover, and I think even while growing up, she always had like animals. She would bring animals at home and she would treat them, rescue them.
Before she was famous.
Yes, while she was a kid, and I think she lived in Juhu back then, and it's because of her parents. Like I think her mom and dad were both animal lovers, and naturally
that helps a lot.
that helps, and kids like they have this natural instinct
Can
where
you
they
just
are
talk about that for a second? Not to make this very serious, but one of the reasons why I have started assaulting people is when the parents behave so badly with a very young child whose curiosity towards a dog or cat or bird, and they pull the child.
Yes.
Like this, death is going to happen. And I don't know, is there a way you can educate these parents? I mean, can you tie them up, whip them, and then tell them, listen, don't do that.
No, but we
you lose the kid
definitely
forever.
do it in a very subtle way where we have a program for kids. It's called
But
Compassionate.
it's the parents we have to talk to. The parents are the issue.
Yeah, for different demography, we have different
When the parents
programs.
are kids is what you're tackling.
Start them young.
Very good thinking.
Yeah.
You see how he's ahead of the game. When the parents are children, that's when you catch them, so that when they become parents, that's a fair point, yeah.
So,
you just talk on your own, I'll just leave.
Yeah. So, we have a program for kids for 8 to 12 years, and then we have another program for teens and 20-somethings.
I think even younger, Baba, because I've seen, now my daughter does the same thing. We do this sarcastic thing when they pull the child away from the dogs, when my dogs are walking, and they're just an aggressive movement.
Yeah.
So the child is scared, that impression is there for life. Difficult to break the child out of that after that.
Yeah.
So when that happens, and very young, 3, 4, 5, we always say, what me and my daughter do is we grab our dogs and say, don't be scared of the child. And that kind of dialogue, literally.
Yeah.
And then we are like patting the dog, why are you crying, and all.
Yeah.
Just to irritate the parents, but it doesn't seem to work. They don't care. They just don't have any empathy towards animals, and they just kill the child's spirit. And the child becomes another evil kid who'll grow up and hurt a bird or kill a cat or whatever the things that
it all begins,
rich
I think,
Lokhandwala people do.
it all begins
Just
with parents telling the kids that don't go closer to the dog, he'll bite you.
Yeah,
And
why did they say that?
Yeah, it's crazy. But we also have a program for young kids where we have an animatronic elephant that goes to schools.
What did you call it?
Animatronic.
Animatronic.
So it's like a talking elephant. Talking elephant.
Okay.
Robotic elephant.
Like small size.
Life size.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Bro, why did you
she
bring
was
that here?
She's currently touring different schools
We couldn't get her
across.
dates.
She was Dia Mirza voiced.
Oh, how sweet.
She has lent the voice for that.
As a young man, if I think of elephants, I don't think they are Mirza immediately, but
Yeah, but
it's
I
a fair
think-
one.
Yeah, but,
All your elephants are like Sushmita Sen, Lara Datta, Priyanka Chopra.
she has this gentle voice.
Yeah,
no?
she does.
Yeah,
She
and
does.
then she's so much
It's a
involved
beautiful
with.
animal, really.
Yeah.
I'm not Dia. I mean, Dia too. I mean, so that's lovely. I wish
Yeah.
we can share a picture of this because I didn't know.
I will
And
definitely
I'm just
share.
saying for young minds, that's a fabulous. If I was a kid again, and you show me this life-size elephant, I'd be like, Daddy.
Yes.
Not to the elephant, but to my dad. And he wanted
Yeah,
to-
and we've been getting so much positive response from kids, parents, where this elephant goes and she talks about. So she is basically a rescued elephant. The story goes like, she has been rescued from a circus. She was torn away from her family and then she was taken to a circus and then she was rescued by PETA. And she narrates her story, how she was heartbroken when she was taken away from her family and then she was beaten and forced into, performing these silly tricks in a circus, and then how some caring people came and they rescued her, and now she is living with other elephants and she has a company. So it is like a beautiful story where kids relate to it,
a
and
bit true as well, no?
yes, because we have rescued so many elephants from circuses because they are wild animals. You can't just take them away from their natural habitat and then tie them up, chain them up, and make
But
them
in
perform.
India, the circus is not banned, right?
Circus is not banned.
But in
only
most-
5 wild animals have been banned from circuses. That is tiger, lion, panther, monkey, and elephants.
Okay.
Bears, sorry, not elephants, bears. Yeah.
Elephants are allowed.
Still, but thankfully there are no more elephants in Indian circuses.
Okay.
It's not because they're banned, but because all the elephants have been taken away from circuses. We have rescued more than 29-30 elephants from circuses. Yeah.
Who are already being used by the circus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But can you rehabilitate an elephant then? I mean, can you?
No, you can't send them back to the wild.
So where do they go?
So they go to sanctuaries and national parks where they are, because they have been in the circus and they're so scared of humans because they've been trained. So that's why
They're scared of humans.
Yes.
Like humans.
Because
the punishers.
Punishers, yeah, because they are constantly jabbed with
God.
iron rod, to so that they obey.
Yeah.
So because they're so scared, you can't just
So
reintroduce them.
we read about bonds between the Mahat and the elephant and all that. It's like dog and man. It's not like that, is it?
It's not.
They all use this technique. There's no love.
Yeah. You have to break the spirit in order to make them, because they're wild animals.
Yeah.
And you must have seen so many stories articles where these elephants go crazy. They just run here and there, like when they are taken during processions, or they are. They
Like
just
recently in the south.
South.
something
Yeah.
happened,
They, I think 2 elephants just
Went
run
berserk,
amok,
yeah.
and they killed 5 humans.
Yeah.
So that happens because when they just go crazy, there's so much noise around them and you're constantly making them,
And they're already
so
anxiety
it's
ridden and
yes
paranoid,
so
yeah.
they are in distress. It's all psychological, and that's when they lose their cool and they go berserk.
So if you rescue the elephant, you have a area where the elephant can have a normal life.
Yeah.
And does he get to socialize, or he or she can
Yes,
socialize?
so there is this wildlife SOS where they have so many elephants, all rescued from deplorable conditions, and they treat them, and there is something called as positive.
So psychological.
Psychological, yeah.
treatment as
So,
well. Can you do this for husbands? I have a few friends.
I think that's called therapy.
Oh, okay. But I want to be amongst people like me who are feeling my pain also, because that empathy factor, it helps you bring back your personality, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
Hence, if an elephant gets to be with other elephants who are more positive and confident, then isn't that the way it works a little bit?
Yes, because they are social elephants again. Like when we talk about elephants, coming back to elephants, they are social animals. You must have always seen them like in the wild. They move in like groups.
Yeah.
So
They mourn their dead.
which
Which is rare.
Yeah.
And they're very protective of the.
Yeah,
of
they
the
even
little
if
ones.
like one elephant is in distress, there are other elephants who are there to help them. So that's the kind of bond that they have. So when they are rescued and rehabilitated, taken to a national park or a rehabilitation center, they are kept with other elephants. They are reintroduced. They are reintroduced.
If you
to
have
other
an elephant baby, can you reintroduce them to other parents, like another matriarch or whatever?
No, but other elephants are usually
They will be
loving
welcoming.
towards So once they are reintroduced to them, they have this natural instinct where they will take care
Maternal
of
sort of,
other elephants.
Amongst the animal groups, I think they're amongst the most well-knit socially, right? It's
yes.
very, very deep, the social connections. And
Yes.
right up to death and beyond.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe when the poachers kill one also, they stay around that area.
They mourn.
They mourn
Yeah.
and it's very clear that they've been affected by it tremendously. They also remember there are stories of revenge as well, which I've read.
Yes.
These are good stories when they get the poachers or they, take what happened in the temple is not exactly that, but it's also because of releasing this pent up anxiety, which is caused by us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this campaign where we tell people that elephants don't belong in captivity and they are wild animals, and a lot of temples in south, especially Karnataka and Kerala, they have temples
the elephants
that
there,
and
famous
they
for
use
it,
them for blessing devotees and taking them on processions. And now we are running this campaign where we are urging temples, we are donating life-size mechanical elephants.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But
So we have donated, there are 18 mechanical elephants that are in use in South India. And I think PETA has donated more than like 14 or 15 of them. So even temples are now realizing that it's, it's better to have mechanical
can you
elephants.
donate 2 to Sayadri in Malwa Hill where the ministers and all congregate? Because they can then remove the bodyguards and we can just have the 2 elephants. That'll be so lovely. I don't mind stopping. The 2 elephants are walking and then behind is the ministers and all the important people. I think that'll be great. And then we don't have these safari suit morons who think they're elephants sweeping their hands outside like a trunk of an elephant. It's ridiculous. It's a serious subject, but we try to lighten it from time to time. That's elephants. Where do we stand? There's that elephant corridor issue also that's going on, right?
Yeah.
That I think it's from Kerala. It crosses across central India as well. So they don't have any area to go to. It's becoming lesser and lesser. So what's the situation with elephants in India, to be honest?
Yeah. See, sadly,
in the wild,
sadly, that's the area that belongs to them, and we humans are just like encroaching. So
then
all
the conflict happens.
Yeah,
right?
conflict happens.
And then they give a reason to get rid of the elephant.
Yeah, and usually you'll see articles where they say that the elephants are entering. These corridors. Yeah,
human.
But it is not. It is humans who are entering their
absolutely.
area. So you have to just have proper town planning. You can't just like have like a highway going through the jungle. You have to plan something which works both in favor of the elephant, the animal, and humans.
Yeah.
Because we understand that like there are so many humans. Like India has 1.5 billion population.
Please, this is a good point to take a break and tell people to stop procreating.
Yes.
I mean, we don't need more humans. Honestly, no disrespect.
Definitely
to
not. With whatever is
whole
going on in the
generation-
world.
Yeah, we can just do less and just adopt the kids that are there for the next whole generation. Guys, if you're newly married, no kids. You take a desi doggy, give him a home, and get a plant. Look after the plant, and then sooner or later your life will be fulfilled. They won't do it, but I'm just trying. Yeah, but so a great point you brought up where we never look at it from the perspective of the animal.
Yeah.
Every time it is progress, Indian society needs to grow, blah blah blah. Whether it's from mangroves onwards, the whole issue is that we are just urbanizing more and more.
Yes.
Not just India. This is the world now, and you guys fight all over the world, and we have to find some sort of compromise there because at the risk of urbanization, but we need to urbanize. The more people, blah blah blah. How do you progress further? The animals just going to get destroyed. And elephants need so much space in any case. So little bit less is a lot less for them.
A lot less, yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys have any answers? I mean, do you have any proposals you give the governments of the world? And
we just tell the government that we've been, making this appeal that whatever money that you're putting into like a lot of other projects that don't really, have any outcome, why not channelize that funds, like, put that money into saving their natural habitat, or just helping these national parks and sanctuaries or rehabilitation centers that
But
are
just
doing
stop the growth of urban India,
India.
In terms of geography, not the growth per se, but just the geography.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen, because the way
But then how
we
will
are
the
just
animals survive in the wild? Because
Yeah.
if you take a little more, there's just, I mean, look at the way the leopards have gone all over the place because
yeah.
they're trying to survive. So they now have flats in Malad and all that. You know?
Yeah, like like every year we read about this leopards entering Aarey.
There's so many TV shots.
Film City. Yeah.
Film City, and also we actually take a booking to see a leopard and all that in between shots and all that. It's there. But I'm talking about like Malad proper, Powai, all these places in the urban areas, because they are very hardy animals and they manage to survive. But they've realized that the only way to now thing is to come into the human shelter and survive there, because there's nothing left for them outside.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who do we talk to? Is there an animal minister?
There is.
Or is there a minister who's an animal? Just kidding.
There is the forest minister.
Okay.
Yeah, but
is that where it falls under? Forestry?
Yes, it does. Yes,
Yeah.
forest minister.
Okay.
So, like, I would just say that everyone, all the concerned citizens, need to just come forward and make an appeal, because more the voices, I think, more power it will have, more impact it will make. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to some success stories, or not success stories. You tell us if it's success or not. The tiger number has gone up. This year, apparently not so good, but up to last year, there's a steady, if you want to say, rise.
Yeah.
So over 3,000 now, where it was almost completely extinct a decade back. So is that like a positive story at least? So we have some stories of success for animals?
Yes, I've been reading about the
And I
tiger
don't mean
population.
Tiger Shroff. I mean, he's a lovely guy too.
Yes, he is,
Yeah.
and he loves animals.
He loves animals.
His father
Tiger,
does. Yes.
Jackie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name. Okay, I won't name anything. Go on.
Yeah, there's definitely these are some good news that we get to read about, the tiger population going up. But, people don't talk about the root cause, and whatever is happening, whatever they are doing, there are these breeding programs that they are running, to increase the population, rather than, putting that money into breeding programs, and which is like crores and crores of rupees. Why not help, protect the forest? And
So it's just both together have to happen in any case, right?
Yeah. But more so, that. And also, what will surprise you is that, this whole forest area that has been wiped off is also because a lot of this land has been cleared to raise animals for use in the food industry.
Oh.
Yes.
Slaughter,
yeah. So, this Amazon forest, a lot of it has been cleared to raise animals
Cattle.
used in, for cattle, for, to raise cattle for food. And
Which is the South American governments have given the mandate you can do that.
So they have been clearing the forest land, and that's the same case that is happening in India as well, where, a lot of this land has been cleared to rear these animals used in the food industry to raise chickens and goats and whatnot. Yeah.
So the predator's habitat and other animals' habitat goes in the second, plus you're slaughtering.
Yes.
The same
So people
time.
don't, really think about that, and that's why PETA, like us as PETA, we always say that, the best thing that you can do to help animals is by going vegan. A vegan saves up to 200 animals a year. And of course,
What's the difference between vegan and veg? Now that you brought it up, it's always a little unclear.
Vegan is completely plant-based. So you don't consume anything that is derived from an animal.
What if people tell you the plants also are sentient beings and they can feel things?
But they don't have central nervous system, and they don't bleed as such. So if you cut a goat and you,
Stop it. I don't want to hear any horrible visuals. I won't get sleep at night. We've covered the tiger. What happened to the rhino? The rhino story is quite sad, right?
Yeah,
the black rhino and the white rhino, firstly.
The one-horned rhino.
The one-horn.
They are being poached for their horns. Because I think that's used for medicinal purpose.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
Plus, I think you can sell it for, it's almost like jewelry now.
Jewelry, yeah. So that is happening. Sadly, a lot of them are being poached, and again, like, it's the forest department the forest ministry that has to help save these animals, rather than, again, put the funds into some other area.
Is there a number, like with the Parsis, where you reach a point where the extinction is almost guaranteed? You can't do anything. There's just so few of them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you may be seeing the last Parsi generation show some bloody respect. Yeah. No, but serious about the rhino and things that I've read some
the numbers
terrible
have
stories.
been dwindling. Yeah.
To a point where they cannot be resuscitated. You can't. it'll be impossible.
So you have to just save the ones that are left in the wild. Yeah.
But are we going to lose some of these great animals?
Maybe yes, yeah.
In our
Because so
lifetime?
many animals have gone extinct already. You know, I think the great Indian bustard and the Indian pangolin.
Democracy.
Yes, that is one more.
Sorry, Sachin doesn't want to get into all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, it's just that you have to help save the wildlife. You cannot put the funds that can actually be used to save them, to protect them.
But that
in the
when
wild.
if you look at it from a clinical point of view, all this conversation has to happen in a cabinet and amongst the bureaucrats, where somebody has to have the heart and say this is important, right?
Yes.
The problem is deep down. I mean, if you look at defense, you look at all the structures, you look at agriculture, you look at where we fall.
Yeah.
Animal husbandry and animals per se don't get that kind of. They need to get more
And
respect
sadly,
from
there are
people in
not
power.
that many people, that many voices. Like thanks to Mrs. Menaka Gandhi, who's
Yeah.
like,
Can you get on the podcast?
We should.
Please.
We'll definitely let's
Yeah.
do that.
I'm sure she won't let me speak also, but that's fine.
I got into animal rights because of her.
Really?
Yeah. As a
Yeah.
kid, I don't know if you know of this show Heads and Tails.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
run
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Doordarshan
Correct,
back then.
correct, yeah.
That was like, because back then we didn't have like cable TV, you know, when I was growing up, and I'm like really old.
Yeah.
So I used to watch Mrs. Gandhi come and talk about, you know, the lives of animals and what you can do. And that was so interesting. And that was my first step towards, you know, like, oh, you know, I need to do something to help animals.
That's a very good point. The media has to have more people like her out
Yes,
there.
yes.
Because she's very engaging, appears very sincere, and is so passionate, you have to
Passionate.
listen to what she's saying.
Yes.
Nothing like that. You know, sometimes people are just, you know, saying lines to make themselves sound politically correct. Hi, I'm in the semi-finals of Miss India. I love animals. Want to make it a better world for children or whatever. And then they leave in their, you know, air-conditioned car and just run over people walking on the road and kill a cat. So yeah, but life is like that.
No, Mrs. Gandhi, I think she's incredible.
She walks
and
the walk, talks the
yes,
talk.
Yes, and we need more people like her. you
But she's
know.
not in power right now. As in, she herself has not been given any
Herself, no.
power.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Unfortunately.
And back then, also, like when she used to be a minister, I think she did a lot. A women and child welfare minister, but she did everything in her power to help animals, and
Yeah,
I
she was in
think
the
she
cabinet,
still
so
does. Yeah,
So she was a force to reckon with. So I remember
Yes.
we've all sent letters and all, and you know, there's been some redressal. It's horrible when you look at it. The pro-animal people are it's like 3 points for and 100 against,
Yeah.
but it's still a fight that you have to fight. Otherwise, you're just going to lose everybody.
Yes.
Horrible thing to say, but we're living. I don't know if the next generation is going to see anything. Literally 20, 30 years from now, if we're not careful, right? I mean, Donald Trump may not agree, but he's never seen a tiger in the wild.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's seen a cat. I won't get into that. Leave it right there. Don't elongate anything. Okay, so these are some of the great wild animals of our country, of the world actually. Why should we say country? Because they belong to the world.
Yeah.
But we'll take a break, and then when we come back, let's talk about dogs, cats, pigeons,
Sure.
all the things that you deal with on an everyday basis. Also, all these celebrities. We'll come back and talk about that. We'll just take a break for a few seconds.
Did you know Indians report nearly 800 cases of online financial fraud every day, which has resulted in losses exceeding 1,000 crores in the last 5 years? To keep you safe from such fraud, I am starting my newest podcast series, Conversation with Vigilante, an initiative by HDFC Bank. In every episode, I will feature special guests who can share expert insights on the different types of fraud, their modus operandi, and how you can protect your money. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and don't forget to tune into Conversation with Vigilante. Catch the episodes on all audio streaming platforms and V for Vigilante YouTube channel.
Sachin is with us, known as Bagheera in school. His lovely story of going from. What would you have done if you didn't go into PETA?
See, like
Were
every
you an
other
engineering boy? What were you doing?
No, like every other kid, you have this, like, I want to be this person and become this in future. And I wanted to become a doctor. But thank God I did not, because I would have been like really bad.
You
But
could have been a vet.
yes,
shortage
but
of those
then
always.
again, like, you know, my whole point of being a doctor was to help people. And I think I did make the right decision of helping, but animals.
I want to get an honorary doctorate. You know, like say Dr. Lata Mangeshkar, Dr. Vijay Mallya, Dr.
They
Sunil
do give
Gavaskar.
that out,
You get it, but you
yeah.
get it out of fame or whatever.
Yeah.
So I hope one day I'm able to get this so I can keep it on the car. And when there's an accident, people say, Doctor, roko. And I put the window down and say, sorry, honorary doctor. And I keep going. You know, and screaming in the background, whatever. Just give you a nice, humane story to start the second half. we'll talk about the celebrities, but I want to talk about, we are dog people. I honestly, at the end of the day, as I get older, I just want to be with dogs. I have no interest in human beings. I don't want to get into the whole thing when our dog passes away and people say, why is he crying? Why has he not eaten? You can't even explain, but he's just a dog. That line just drives me nuts. For those who are not experienced animal love or love with animals, there's no point getting into it. Not that they are bad people, something I don't even bother. How to explain? It's very intangible also, some of this, the relationships, etc. Not to mention after marriage, then you really know how important a dog is. We've been fighting WSD and everybody, fighting all the NGOs, for dogs not to be euthanized. In parts of Kerala, apparently they are going to start again. You have to worry about that because you don't want that boomerang to happen. And also, let's talk about this feeding issue, because the for and against it, I mean, the internet loves to talk about it because it's a controversy. But I'm always finding myself in the middle of that storm. Recently, the prestigious club that I'm a member of, sadly, one elderly lady who's very nice, she got really upset that we were feeding the dogs and cats, and we do it at 5:40 in the morning before anybody comes. So trying to keep the balance so that no one is disturbed, etc. Me and my friend Mufi, lovely guy, they do all the feeding early in the morning. But again, upset, angry. No, you don't understand. I'm very scared. Don't do that. All that usual stuff. So please help us.
So
can we shoot people who don't like dogs? 1. 2, can we make them cry a lot? And C, can we take them to the border and leave them there and say you can't come back? These are the 3 I thought would be a logical thing to do, but you go ahead.
Yeah. So there is something known as animal birth control rules, which was I think implemented in 2001. So almost like 25 years ago. And by that rule, the government had to sterilize dogs and cats, dogs especially. And they haven't been doing that, and that's why today we.
But the NGOs try, and it's a very difficult thing to do because funds are always a problem.
For some strange reason, people make it the NGO's job. They're not. NGOs are what? Charitable organizations.
Correct.
They don't have the funds to do it.
Exactly.
Yes, and people are like, you'll always find people.
Why haven't you done this?
Yeah, or they'll say कि कुत्ते को खाना खिलाना है तो घर ले जाओ. That's the most common thing that you'll get to hear.
Which means if I give a gold biscuit to your wife, I can take her home. I mean, what's the logic there? No, really. I mean, there's the same logic. Now, I like your wife. She's hot. Here, biscuit. Come on, sweetie. Say bye to Abhishek. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Yeah.
He's not married. Don't sidetrack.
Lucky guy. Yeah.
Wow. Apna aadmi pera joke marta. Abhi marriage bashing. My God, from animal love, we've destroyed him to this.
So the government is supposed to do this. They're supposed to.
Let's be clarify here. The state governments in each state, because it's a localized issue.
Yes, state governments. Yeah.
So, and they are not pulling their weight in terms of helping with the sterilization.
And that's why, when there are these cases of dog bites, people are like, kutto ko maar do. Stop culling or start culling and
kill everything.
Yeah. So that's not the solution.
They did that with leopards once in UP, apparently.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't find the right man-eater or whatever.
So the solution is always there. It's animal birth control.
It's a collective effort, right?
Yes.
Because with the vast resources.
And what people don't understand is dog feeders are so important. People who feed dogs, they're helping these dogs become friendly.
Absolutely.
So that when these state.
Can I just now, you touch my very sore topics with me. I fight with these people since I was a kid. When a watchman slapped me for feeding a dog when I was very young, I killed him, the watchman. But I came back like Amitabh Bachchan after 20 years, and I was bigger and stronger. And he was an old man, and he could hardly move, and I just strangled him. But he did it slowly, so he felt pain. I'm just kidding. None of this happened. The slap happened. The thing about feeding and all that is that we've experienced dogs all over the country, okay? And it's not like dogs can't be territorial, they can't be aggressive, but we don't feel fear. And the thing is that you have the rationale to not feel fear, to try and understand body language and try to deal with it.
Yes.
But if you're always panicking from childhood, I do think that some onus is on the human being for not understanding. Like one day somebody told me, hold your dog. So I said, why? I'm scared. So I said, why? It's like racism. You just don't like him. What do you mean racism? I said, no, like you don't like black people because they're black, or Japanese because they're Japanese. You don't like my dog because he looks like that. That's what you're saying to me. Where's the logic, no?
Logic, yeah.
It's the same imprinting you can take further and say with a tiger you'll be scared or whatever. End of the day, there's no need to fear dogs. They live in our society and everything else. So a lot of it is to do with our fear, which is paranoid and phobic. And the behavior starts like that. Then you run and a pack gets the prey drive. They may chase you. People start screaming. I mean, it's a lot of that. That's why I said you have to educate the parents.
Yeah. No, that's true. And a lot of times, like you said, it's the fear. And I feel that I've seen people who haven't even interacted with dogs, but they're like generally scared of dogs because they have heard something. Like, they have read something in the news that dogs have been attacking, and then,
exactly.
that it's just that, keep the dog away from me. I'm scared because they have never interacted with dogs. And I feel like the more you are with animals, you'll understand and you will grow fond of them. And you don't have to, like, my mother used to tell me, like, if you don't like animals, it's okay. Because of course, it came from my mother, and she used to tell me, like, if you don't like animals, it's okay, but you don't have to harm them. Just be kind.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick that animal and take them home. You just don't, like, hit them or shoo them away.
Or just bad body language, like,
Don't do that. And, because the place belongs to them as much as it belongs to us.
Well, I remember a really fat guy in my lane behaved like that when the dog passed, and I said, look, you're 200 pounds. My dog is 35. Are you serious about the logic here?
Yeah.
He didn't know how to answer. But I spoke nicely. I may have let out a BCMC a little later, like under my breath, but I didn't say it on his face. She wants to talk about what animal rights, in generally speaking, what are the rights of animals in India?
So animal rights is the very foundation of India, and I think it has, come from India. Like
Tirthankaras,
yeah.
Mahavir himself.
Yes, we have Ahimsa, which is one of the core
given by
tenets
India to the world.
Yeah, and I think there's Jainism, Buddhism, they all follow
supreme
Ahimsa.
Thought. When you think about not hurting anyone, there's no supreme,
Yes,
supreme
and
thought.
I think all religions do teach that.
To some extent.
Have compassion, have kindness. What is it all about? Like, it's not just being compassionate towards your fellow beings, human beings, but all sentient beings, because this planet belongs to everyone. And we have
but what are the rights? Are there any constitutional rights for animals? What are the rights for people who
the Indian Constitution itself says, the Article 51 AG says that it is a fundamental duty of all citizens to have compassion and kindness. It says that in the Indian Constitution. So yes, you have to have that compassion in you, and this whole mindset about humans being superior to animals. Who decides that?
Yeah.
It's
horrible when you hear people in powerful positions
it's-
say things like,
Yes.
you cannot value a human life over animals. There's no question of having that.
Yeah,
That competition is not necessary.
It's just another ism that we talk about. Like you said, racism, and there's racism and there's sexism.
No, like the
Just
Ghar Pe
like
Khilado
that.
kind of lines that you have to listen to all the
Yes.
time.
So there's something called as speciesism. So where you treat one animal better than the other
Right,
animal. So you
right.
think, you decide as humans, and it's a misguided belief where you think that, dogs and cats belong in your homes and they need to be loved, whereas chickens and goats are food. It's as
Selective
humans,
loving.
selective loving. So you can't be doing that. So the moment that mindset is removed, you start seeing all the sentient beings with the same.
But what you're saying is legally, or not legally exactly, but by the will of the Constitution, we are supposed to show more compassion.
Compassion,
And our humanity
yes.
gets judged
Yes.
by the fact that we're
Yes,
supposed to
and
be
also
generous.
Yes, we have laws, the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act
But there's
1960.
no punishment, no? When
Yes,
somebody
it is
picks a
as
dog
low
with
as
50
10 or
rupees,
10 or 50 rupees.
rupees.
Yes. But the Indian Penal Code had always had like stronger penalties.
But why can't we have
but
this
then
why can't we lobby in Parliament for this?
Now we have, we like all the groups,
Get
everyone
me
has
a
been.
seat in the Rajya Sabha. I want my own red light on my car and all that, and I want 2 bodyguards female. I don't trust men.
You want the luxury.
I want the
Cyrus,
luxuries,
yeah.
that's fine. But I'll keep a cheap car and only 2 bodyguards I want. There'll be ex-Miss Indias who don't have work. There are a few. So, put me in the Rajya Sabha, I'll fight. There are many celebrities who go to the Rajya Sabha and don't talk. They eat the bada. And that's it, nothing more. So we'll do more than that.
We have proposed changes in the PCA Act.
Do we
which
have
is-
anyone in the parliament who supports us now other than
There are
Menaka?
so many.
There are, no? There must be.
There are so many MPs who have been, voicing their, opinions about this, and it's up to the government when they do that. But thankfully, we now do have BNS, which is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, and under that, I think Section 325 states that prescribes that anyone who injures an animal or kills or poisons an animal can get jail term of up to 5 years, and there are some stronger penalties also under that.
10.
Yes, I think they should just be jailed. Yeah,
But like the way you know your articles and all, yeah? What if you're lying? I'll never know. He said 325, I was at 324. I mean, nobody knows. Yeah.
So but yes, definitely we need to have like stronger penalties. And
What is it like abroad? In the Western world?
It is very
If the
strict.
same crime towards an animal is done, is there a stronger penalty?
Stronger penalties. What I have heard is that there is like a jail term and
Proper jail term.
Proper jail term.
Not just 1 day jail, 50 rupees, a guy comes back and starts killing
Yeah,
again.
they are like punishable offenses, and they treat them as crimes. In India, they don't. Like, you just pay $50 and you can
I don't think that's really fair, but Sachin, there are lots of Indians who are really humane, who love animals. I've seen it. It's not like we are a minority.
Yes.
There are plenty. A lot of times they get out-shouted because people are, you're not in that belligerent mood when you're trying to feed animals and all. You're not aggressive. The aggression comes from the person who's anti. Hate always comes from a person who's anti. It doesn't come from someone who's
basically
pro something.
antagonizing.
Yeah, antagonizing literally. So I've seen that, and I've stopped so many scraps and all the happening. Sometimes stopping the car, and when people are arguing, the old lady in Colaba was feeding some dogs and cats on the road, and this other lady came and started screaming, "How dare you do it here?" Same thing, "Ghar pe khila do," and all that. Same lines. So anyway, let's just hope that at some point we are able to get stronger laws in place, and also a little bit of discipline, so that even the anti-feeders, if you want to call them that, we'll give them a little, we'll feed them here, designated spaces, that kind of thing. We have to find some compromise. There's no other way, because we have to live together. Let's quickly talk about pigeons, because I want to discuss the celebrities, so that we have clickbait for the show. Pigeons, my good friend Mr. Vijay Kunalkar, who is not really an animal lover, but he's a nice guy, he's a humane person. He and my wife, they both are very irritated with pigeons, and by this whole logic about pigeons causing disease, etc., which I hope you can address. But, at the end of the day, for generations, from my childhood, in my area, and you can look at any part of India, when you grow up in Cal, Delhi, wherever, Bangalore, it'll be similar. You've seen them being fed, okay? And I just like to see them being fed. It's just so nice to see these birds getting food and stuff. And those people who do it, I just presume that there's a certain empathy that is good for humanity when a person is showing that empathy to whoever. Now they've just blanket ban in Mumbai, saying you'll be fined, or you'll be punished, or you'll be
fined.
You'll be fined on the spot, etc. They won't stop the one-way driver. They won't stop that. People breaking the signal, pass a pedestrian on the phone crossing so I don't kill him. That's all fine. But they'll be waiting for this poor guy who's early morning got up, got his stuff to feed the pigeons.
Yeah, firstly, it is very sad that there are so many pressing issues, like you said,
I mean, if you want law and order situation, I'll write the list down.
Yes, and all you want to do is like stop feeding pigeons. So
which is not everywhere. There are a few areas. In the areas I live in, I can tell you the 3-4 areas where they are. It's not like everywhere, like an epidemic. Yeah.
Firstly, what we feel is like you shouldn't stop feeding pigeons, because where will they go? What will they eat?
They're conditioned to the food now, and their inability to find forage for food will be,
they depend on humans now. So you can't just stop, but maybe you can do like in a very structured manner, like not phase out completely, but have like timings. Like certain rules in place, areas and timings.
Feeding
like,
to any animals.
You can't have people feeding them coming at any hour and just throwing whatever they want to feed.
Let's talk about this bimari nonsense, if it's nonsense, that they are providing you with a chance to disease because of the fecal matter and other things.
So that is completely wrong. It is, pigeons don't spread diseases. It's because, when you go to these pigeon feeding areas, you'll see people even throwing bread and chapatis and whatnot, like whatever they eat.
It's mostly old stale food, which is wasted food.
So you have to stop people from doing that, because it is when the food is left there, like, you have rats and, you have other rodents coming in, then you have those kind of...
So do the pigeons cause disease or not?
No, they don't.
So how can they put this out there on the internet? Internet never lies.
There was COVID, and we all read about where COVID came from, like, from wet markets. But we still have wet markets where animals are being sold.
So does China.
So like you have wet markets in India. PETA has done an expose of wet markets in India, in Delhi itself, and they're still being sold like that. The diseases are coming from there, but you are not, shutting down wet markets in or slaughterhouses in India. But why pigeon feeding? You know, you need to have like a set timing to feed pigeons,
I
and
like
then
what
you
you're-
have to stop people from, you know, like pigeons eat grains.
Yeah.
So you just have to like have people feed them grains and not like give them chapati
So that's
or
one
still.
thing. What you're feeding, the cleanliness, hygiene around the
Hygiene,
feeding,
yeah.
the
Yeah,
cleaning
you
of
need to have like
afterwards.
proper, yes.
Yeah. Timing. I think it's good
Timing,
for
yeah.
stray dogs and cats as well, and a lot of us do that. We stick to certain timings. You try
Yeah.
to do it when the inhabitants are less. You know,
And animals understand that.
and
Like,
once
yeah.
a day they get used to the, even once, forget twice a day becomes impossible sometimes, but once a day you can feed them.
Yeah.
You know, I think early morning or late evening, late night,
Yes.
these are the two best timings generally.
Yeah.
For pigeons also, I'm not sure. I haven't done enough work. I'm not a birds man. I used to be. College ke baad main ban ke aaya sab kuch. Now I serve humanity. Stop laughing, Papa. You like girls? Oh, shit. After all this talk about animals, he's just one of us. A bloody animal, I tell you. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the celebrities because that's where you come in. And whether we like it or not, it is not India. The world is celebrity crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump now has become the biggest selling point, not because of his policy as much as his personality.
Yes.
You know, so that's the way it is. I'm thinking of getting orange hair. Might work because I need hair. Adah Sharma, Shreya, our producer, is a big fan. And we've had on the podcast, lovely girl, very glib. And it's good that, you know, women with that kind of following, or rather people with that kind of following support. What was that whole campaign with her?
So the campaign that we did with Adah was for vegan fashion. So basically, we did like a very bold campaign where we've shown Adah's skin being ripped. So we are trying to tell people that, you know, put yourself in animals' place.
I really respect Adah that she'll do this much for humanity.
No,
and
she
animal
is
welfare.
she is an
She
amazing
ripped her
person.
skin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
She
it
is
was done
skinless.
through post-production, but yes.
Oh, damn you. Adah, you fooled me.
Yeah, but it was
Adah
like,
kaam kiya. You didn't do the whole thing.
yeah, so
Okay.
because you know, she has been a long time friend and supporter, and we have done several campaigns with her, and of course because she leads a very compassionate lifestyle.
She
and
herself,
this-
she again walks the walk.
yeah, and you know, she wanted to, like, because she doesn't wear leather, she doesn't wear any sort of animal skins. So you know, we wanted to collaborate on something that talks about this, and seeing, you know, like knowing her personality and how she is so vocal about, you know, issues. Like she walks the talk.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
came
she's
up.
a feisty one also. She's ready
Yes,
to have
yes.
combat,
Yes,
verbal
yes,
combat with anyone. Yeah.
And she is like, I think, a martial artist or something like that. Like
She's
she
stronger
does
than
like
me, but
karate.
that's
and-
not saying much.
Yeah. So we you know, came up with this concept, and our dear friend Tejas Nerurkar came up with
We
this
have a
brilliant.
Tejas in IVM as well.
Yeah.
I
I think they are all brilliant then.
That's going to be hard for me to digest, bro. We can save animals, but there's a limit to what I can tolerate.
Yeah.
He's
so,
a lovely guy.
Yeah, so we
Dresses very
brainstormed
well.
and we came up, you know, we wanted to do something that kind of shocks people. And we came up with this brilliant concept where we showed, like, you know, a couple of people. I was also one of the people, like, pulling her hair or something. And we did that. And it quite got us, like, a very good response from the public, you know. We had put up billboards and stuff. And Adah being Adah, she is, like, you know, she'll always speak about issues.
Sorry, but you pulled her hair. Actually?
Yeah.
And you're smiling?
That was just
I
for
know,
the
it's
campaign.
For the campaign, for
Yeah.
the cause. I mean, it's
So
good
it
with
was all
animals.
fun.
He's good with animals. Yeah.
It was all in, like, good fun, but yeah. So we do.
And you get good feedback from this, obviously, because she's got a
Yes.
huge younger market of.
Yes.
Honestly, I think right now we just focus on younger people because there's
Younger.
no point. The older
Yes.
people are set in their ways.
And because we are a charitable group, we don't have big ad budgets, so we don't really do that. So that's why we must rely on our celebrity supporters.
Yeah.
And you know, you've been,
Fair.
you have
I wish
been.
I had a reach. I would do more. But the
Yeah.
thing is, only my mom reads whatever I do. So, you know what I mean? And she's anyway an animal lover. So that doesn't really
Yeah.
help. But, you know.
No, and that's why, like, you know, whenever we think of celebrities, like you said, you know, Bollywood is like a big religion in India, and when a celebrity speaks, people do listen, you know, like.
So John has done campaigns for you.
John has done, there's Raveena, there's...
What is John's campaign?
John has done
Many.
campaigns.
Yeah.
The most recent one. So it's not just print campaigns, but
When he applies for visa, he writes, like, works for PETA.
he is, by the way, he is now the honorary director of PETA India.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's been associated with us for like 25
Go
years.
Liverpool!
25 years.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
yes, that was like a, you know,
Also, once again, in both these cases, Raveena, him, and 3 cases, Adah, these are very genuine animal lovers. They are not just doing it for publicity
Yeah,
or
so
for
it's
their
not like
profile, like some
yeah,
people
not
do.
just on camera, but behind the scenes. Like
Yeah.
John has been with us to meet a minister.
Right.
Cyrus, if you
Male or female minister?
male minister.
Talk to me about marketing.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
So, back then there used to be like, we used to see elephants used for begging in Bombay. Like, if I don't know if you've seen that. Like,
begging?
yeah.
No,
like,
but I've seen them on the
like
road.
But they were
There's
used for
also-
begging. And
My aunt Franny was called an elephant. That's a bit rude. And she actually begged.
And
Yeah.
back, like, I think it was almost 15 or 18 years ago when John came to us, like, when we told him about this. And he has also seen elephants being used for begging. And in fact, he came to us to Mantralaya to meet the forest minister and convince him. And thanks to, his work, like, you don't see elephants in Bombay now. They have been banned within the municipal
But
limits
having
of Bombay.
said that, how do they survive? Because the second part is also important. It's one thing to ban, like the wet markets you want to ban, but what happens to the animals then?
No, so it's a simple demand and supply
In the
thing.
future,
Yeah.
but what happens to those animals? And what happens to those elephants who are begging, for example?
So they will be taken to sanctuaries or national parks or rehabilitation centers. It's just that, the more you use, like when you talk about the wet markets or slaughterhouses, because there's so much demand for meat. That's why these animals are being
You're
raised.
making me feel horrible. Shahid Kapoor?
Yes. He has also done a campaign with the PETA. And again, he walks the talk. He's vegetarian. He did a campaign.
What was his campaign? Just remind me. I think I've seen it.
I think the slogan was "Chicks love a vegetarian."
That must have been one of us.
Baby chicks. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was the campaign. We did a similar campaign with Kartik Aaryan, and we did one with Alia Bhatt where she urged people to adopt community dogs and cats.
Yeah, lovely.
And
Give me a list of all these celebrities. I'll be supporting them. I'm a big dog person, a cat person, animal person. So all those who you believe are genuine, I want their names.
Yes.
So we can protect them because I'm actually a gangster. I have a whole criminal syndicate. Before we go to PETA criteria, there was one more name on that list. Jackie. I know.
Jackie Shroff or Jackie?
No, Jackie Fernandez has done quite a bit. I've got a few
Yes,
calls
yes.
from her management also. They've raised funds. They've had these events, etc.
yes.
So she seems to be doing a lot. Yeah.
Yes, I think I connected with Jacquline back when she had just entered, like she had come to Bombay and
Yeah.
she was like, I think going to be in her first
She's
Bollywood
from
film.
Sri Lanka or something,
Sri
right?
Lanka,
She's-
yeah. And I think back then she was a model and we just connected, like someone introduced me to her because she had seen horses on, like at Marine Drive,
Yeah. We had
and-
them till recently. Yeah.
yeah, so she was like, she called me up and she was like, hey, listen, I saw these injured horses and what can we do? And then we started working together. She did a campaign to draw attention to this very cause, like issue of, horses being used for carriage rides, Victorias. And now thankfully they're banned. You don't have Victoria horses in South Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all my life they had, right
Yeah.
up till a few years back.
So they
and
were-
a lot of tourists would come and do that.
Yes,
and-
now they have, I think, electric
well, now
carriages.
We have Uber and all that. We tell the tourists you can take a cab. And
yeah, you don't
that
need,
too.
but I think there is something with Victoria and
No,
how
so,
we...
a little bit of Bollywood to blame here. Also, if you grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there's lots of shots of Marine Drive and the Tonga, whatever you want
Tonga
to call
ride,
it.
yeah.
So a lot of people from outside would come and say, we have to do this because it's in your subculture imprint.
And yeah, they make it part of, the whole Bombay culture.
Honestly, a tourist is innocent. It just looks like you do it in New York, for example. They have a horse and buggy ride, I think in London as well. So it's not, it appears to be fine. You don't know what conditions are. You're just here as a tourist and you like horses, you like the thing, you like the city, and you get a good look at everything.
But why make an animal do that?
True, but
Yeah.
nobody's thinking it. Nobody thought it through at that point.
Yeah.
Like I remember, my wife took me on a date once on the Victoria, and I came back with only the horse. So you'll be pleased to know. Yeah, she's still there, guys. You see my wife Aisha, right to PETA. Okay, I've got a question which just came to my head via the phone of my producer. What is the PETA criteria?
So there is the only criteria that is there is like whether they care about animals, and we, of course, that is one part of my job where I look up at these stars and I do my research and see like if someone has adopted an animal, and it is all tailor made for
Do you ever
them.
work with one guy or girl who then after the campaign saying please save animals goes and kicks a cat?
We've not had that.
I did. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, we do. And if say like Alia Bhatt, who I think along with Shaheen, her sister had rescued some cats and they raised the cat, like they adopted the cat. So that's why that's when we decide, okay, we'll go to Alia for this particular, because that is what is closest to her heart. And if there's John, then John has done something for carriage horses. So we read a lot about them.
There are a lot more also. I mean, we won't have time to discuss them, but there are a lot more who, at least when I check out their Insta, because I'm a stalker, they seem to have their heart in the right place, and they're always talking about their animals.
So yes, definitely, we don't just look for fame. We look more than that. We look for heart. Yeah. If they care about, care for animals in whatever ways, we just work with them. And like at PETA, we work with anyone and everyone.
What about cricketers?
Cricketers, yes, we have worked
I know Virat and Anushka do a lot for animals quietly behind the scenes.
We have done campaigns with Karthik Murli. We have done campaigns with Yuzvendra Chahal.
Murli Karthik, left arm orthodox. Okay.
It's actually Karthik Murli.
How can it be?
He corrected me.
Really?
Yes.
But we've always called him Murli Karthik.
Karthik is his name, Murli is his father's name. Yeah, so it's not Murli Karthik.
Now you corrected me. That's 3 degrees of correction.
Yeah,
I'm going to check. We're going to get him on soon on our other show. Yeah.
But not that he minds it, but that's the correct.
He's that strange Tambram guy who grew up in Delhi and speaks Hindi better than Tamil.
Yes.
And when I hear his accent, I'm like, he's a Delhiite, come here. And it's very
he's
strange.
Amazing. He's always
very underrated spinner. He's very good.
Good person. Yeah. So we've done a lot of campaigns with cricketers. We have done with kabaddi teams, like sports stars. We have done a campaign.
The players themselves, animal lovers.
Because I think one of the kabaddi teams adopted a stray community dog.
Oh, how sweet.
The team.
I'll be supporting that team.
I think even Bengaluru FC is also. They also have a dog. They adopted a dog.
With my imaginary pen, Bengaluru FC. Even if they play in the EPL, I'll be supporting them.
Yeah. So, So we work with different kinds of celebrities, and we just meet them there, like whatever they care about, and then we.
I think you have to communicate. So these people are easier for you to reach the mass market, or little niche markets of different celebrities or whatever, however you look at it. I think it's a very, whether you like it or not, the world we live in is driven by this nonsense.
And activism, of course, it is required, but you tell me, Cyrus, if I'm just leafleting outside some joint that, some restaurant that I'm against, like lobbying against, no one is going to care. No one is going to take a leaflet, or maybe they'll just take and throw it away. But if just imagine Pamela Anderson standing outside a KFC and telling you what happens to animals who
Let me just imagine. Keep your notes aside.
5
minutes, let's all imagine. Hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and imagine Pamela Anderson outside. Of course.
You'll definitely going to, take a pause. You'll stand there and you'll...
That's what marketing is all about. So, your message has to be... Also, the deliverer of the message is 50%
So that's why, celebrities don't need us, but animals do need them,
And celebrities love animals. So they are human beings also. So it's only if sometimes they're famous, sometimes they're not. So it's a great fix.
But we'll take whatever gets us.
No, I agree with you. I think that's completely correct. And also, I think we're seeing better size of celebrities. I just like that. Why do we always think of them as money obsessed, which they are, because they even take conveyance from us when they come for podcasts. But
thankfully, all our celebrity supporters are volunteers.
You don't understand the celebrity world we're living in. My friend Kunal's dad, he's no more. He once asked us, "Can you bring Amitabh Bachchan for a building function?" Why? Because I did an interview with Amitabh Bachchan. He thought, now we were in Sherwood Forest together, college together, and I can just call him up and say, Bachchan ji, kal 6 baje, Vaibhav Apartments, on time. I mean, so that's how people are.
You get these
so
weird
when you
requests.
get Pamela Anderson or whoever out there, you immediately trigger a lot of thought. I think at the very minimal level. Amitabh is also an animal lover.
Yes.
I know he loves dogs.
He's
That's for sure. I've spoken to
he
him.
loves, and he has publicly supported PETA's cause to help this captive elephant called Sundar, who was chained back then at a temple.
And today is an all-rounder.
Yeah. He's so he helped.
Squashy.
He helped raise that issue, and after I think Mr. Bachchan supported that cause, that campaign, there were a lot of
Huge.
eyeballs.
I mean, his reach is ridiculous.
And
generational reach.
The moment, he posted something on I think X, Twitter back then. A lot of TV channels started interviewing him.
Now help me. Now get him on the pod for us. We'll tell him whatever he wants to talk about. I won't even speak.
I'll definitely put in a word.
Whatever subjects. We can just talk about rain. for 20 minutes. And then he can sing a famous Amitabh Bachchan Rain song.
Rang Barse.
You know Baba, you're rain like flame. This guy's the man. Okay, I thought he's a bit young. You're a bit young for all this, but okay, Amitabh Bachchan is Amitabh Bachchan. You have to know. Animal adoption?
It is very important that people adopt animals, especially community dogs and cats, because right now we see this trend where people go for fancy breeds, and
not that there's anything wrong with that, please, because they want to kill pit bulls and all that drives me mad.
No, it's
never the dog's fault.
But why go for breeds when you
Absolutely.
have so many lovely
Why
animals?
go for children when there are kids to be adopted? It's the same thing. I agree with you totally, but I just don't want them to kill their breeds. Because the people want to cull animals left, right, and center. There's a lot of anger in the because of civic administration and metros not being completed, taken out on animals. Please stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do tell people that it is a commitment. When you plan to adopt a dog, community dog or a cat, because they live up to like 15 to 20 years. So you need to be like emotionally, financially, and time-wise.
We also try to
Make
tell
that
people in
commitment.
urban cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, etc. to have community dogs in the building. They live in the building. They're
Just
better than any
imagine like
watchman. I'm telling you,
every building adopts one
you
dog.
You just don't need any human after that. Maybe one person just to man the place. Because basically no one can enter. If there are 3 or 4 dogs there, the moment there's a sound, they alert you.
Yeah.
There's no comparison. Plus, every morning when you can go, hi Babu, how are you? It just makes you feel better as you leave the house. Instead of, as you go past, it's the Sharma staring at you saying, oh, gaadi kahan se laya? That kind of thing. That horrible human.
Yeah. So, and it also is not just about adoption, but also it's important that people, focus more on sterilization, spaying and neutering.
Fair. I agree with you. I mean, we can't, it's just, the population cannot get more. That's scary.
So, you can't just have like more animals.
But please don't blame the NGOs, as you correctly pointed out.
Yeah.
The NGOs, mostly 90% of them are fighting well above their weight.
And they are doing
punching above their weight.
It's not their job. Like, Cyrus, if
They're
I have to
doing
be
more.
honest.
I know, I work closely with WSD.
With WSD,
I know,
Abod,
I know how bad it is, how tough it is. Because in the list of funding, think of you go for cancer, for the girl child, for the heart, for this,
animals
for that.
always
HIV.
come
Animals,
like
and the two,
bottom
street
of the
dogs
list,
and street cats is like, I mean, it's so sad, but that's the way it is.
So yes, you
If
have
I
to
was
give
the
it
king
off.
of the world,
You have to give it off to the NGOs that are
Absolutely.
helping.
I'm a huge fan of NGO people.
Yeah, that help feed community animals or are
May I
helping
make a
sterilizing.
passion statement here? If my marriage breaks up, I want to marry an NGO girl. No, not an NGO girl. A girl who works for animal NGOs. That sounded so wrong. Ayush, padke bolo na sala.
Yeah.
No, honestly, sometimes I feel very jealous of people like Abod, Aras, yourself, etc. I feel, I really feel that, you'll make us feel inadequate. Because what y'all do is on another level. And what we do is always, it's convenient and here and there kind of thing. We're still trying to pay bills. So I think it takes a little bit of spiritual, growth, which is beyond a lot of human beings to understand, to actually jump into animal welfare and to make that your priority. So I would give you a prize, but we have no money at IBM. You can take the plant.
You can send it to my office.
Achha. For animals? If I have any money left, it'll only be for animal welfare.
The only
I promise
price
you.
would be just, maybe like feed a dog or just help donate your time.
But here's my deal. If I have enough money left before I die, all the money will go to animal welfare, no question. I'll just keep a little money for when the terminal illness and I know I've only so many days to live, I need to buy a gun. But I got a list of animal haters. I'm going to do some damage. Please forgive me. I don't have a choice.
As long as you're not hurting animals, I think.
No.
Yeah.
That's impossible. I'm taking
You can
revenge.
do whatever you want.
Yeah. I'll have my own background music when I shoot them.
But I actually wanted to thank you for you
were on this. Praise you praise me. I love this moment.
Reality TV.
Cheers.
Reality TV where you said
it was
no
horrible.
to
the Khatron Ke Khiladi.
Khatron Ke Khiladi.
Because I couldn't. You know what they did to the bulls? For those who don't know, they have this thing. This was in Brazil where they I didn't know that. It's one thing to ride the bull. I was okay, chalo, we're riding a bull or whatever. But to get the bull angry, the bull is not really angry.
You have to,
They sit and poke him with little rods, thin rods like that until the animal is, it's absolutely, it's furious with rage. Yeah. Imagine if I take small knives and keep poking you until you're bleeding from all over and you're really irritated by 1,000 cuts like that.
The very same thing is happening right now in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
There is this sport which is Jallikattu. Where we have
and
this
becomes a
on
video
where a bunch of men are, it's like a sport where they chase bulls.
No, I've seen it.
You have seen, right? And bulls don't do that naturally.
No.
So they are forced into doing that. They are fed alcohol. their tails are broken, chili powder is rubbed into their eyes so that they start running.
Oh, don't tell me these sad stories. Tell me good
I'm
stories.
sorry,
now.
but this is something that people need to know. And you want to celebrate a festival, just celebrate. Just maybe feed the bulls. You don't have to make them run or bully them.
I understand tradition and all this is there and all that, but
And
when
we
you reach a point in the 21st century where things don't make sense also,
but
no?
Tradition, we're talking about traditions. Sati was also a tradition.
Exactly.
We don't,
Yeah.
do that anymore.
Well, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But we don't follow that anymore.
No, you're
Traditions
right.
have to evolve.
Absolutely.
I feel. Yeah.
But having said all that, what can people do who are watching this kind of program? How can they help with just awareness or, just to make their area? Because I think it's all local. The issue is always local.
Yeah.
Like my lane, I should just worry about my lane. Your, wherever you are in Lokhandwala, that immediate area. I'm talking you as a citizen, not you as PETA. So how can all the people around just help in their area? What do they do? Adopt dogs?
Adopt dogs, maybe if you can feed them.
Feeding times?
Yes, feed
When it comes
them.
to birds as well?
Birds, put out a bowl of clean water, during summer. So, rest of the year, just keep a fresh bowl of water outside.
And for the kites and hawks, just keep an old relative. Because they like fresh. Stop laughing. He's insensitive. He's like me. Yeah.
So, just do, we're not...
And please tell people to stop pulling their kids away all the time. Now that imprinting, we can't do anything about that imprinting.
Please don't do that. Kids naturally have this instinct of loving animals, caring for animals. So let them be. It's important that we teach them young.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story. I don't know if you remember, we had this lovely dog called Badshah who we adopted in the Bombay gym. And then, of course, we had all kind of problems from the dog haters, etc. I called you a few times. Anyway, when he was a small dog and he just come in, my daughter was just 4 or 5 and she went to feed him and he dropped the biscuits or whatever. So she picked it up and so he bit her out of hunger. And, she cried a little bit. And then I told her, look, just go back and feed him again. Just don't take the biscuit from the floor yet. There will come a time when he, and cut to a few months later where she would feed him if it falls, whatever, because his trust is fantastic. You have to also understand that sometimes you have to have a little bond with the animal. It takes a little while. Because they're also wild to some extent. But if you're patient and calm, it's unbelievable. The results are fantastic.
And they take time to trust humans.
Of course, these are dogs that have been pushed, bullied. Motorbikes why do they chase motorbikes, for example? The motorbikes have scared the hell out of them, and run over them and things like that. It's why they, there's a certain anger towards certain people.
Yeah. We had a similar case. Sorry, I have to mention this.
Please mention.
We had a cat. We rescued a cat, and he used to bite humans.
Yeah.
And because, some kids had tied firecrackers to his tail
Can you
and burnt
imagine?
it.
Yeah.
And that's why he was really scared of humans. So it took some time.
Exactly.
It took a couple of years for him to develop that trust and, and then he was one of the most loving cats that we had.
I'm really scared of old men because when I was a young boy in the urinals, no, sorry, that's not me. I'm just joking. They're covering their faces.
Okay.
So the producer wants me to ask a hypocritical question because I haven't given up non-veg, although I've tried here and there. I want to at one point, and yet love animals. And in fact, a lot of the funding that comes from people like me, who put their money out there, but they still haven't stopped eating non-veg. So is that, you said in the beginning, the first thing is to become a vegan, which is...
If you, But that's not the only criteria. We say that, like I said, we work with anyone and everyone who wants to help animals. So don't stop. And we all make kinder choices when we learn more about it, when we learn more about helping animals. I used to be a non-vegetarian, not that I had chicken or fish or things like that, but I used to eat eggs. But then slowly when I started learning more about animals and, the whole thing about helping animals, doing more for them, I made kinder choices. And now today, it's been 20 years and I'm vegan.
Yeah. I think it's a step-by-step process.
Yes,
you have to slowly understand how far you can go. Because you're raised in a certain way. It's not
but
easy.
that shouldn't stop you from helping animals.
And I cannot watch any animal being hurt, even till today. I really can't. I cannot. It just, I gets me really angry also.
Yes.
And I don't know. At the end of the day, hopefully one day one will reach the zenith of human
It takes time.
kindness.
Yes.
Teach me, master.
Hopefully soon. That day will come soon.
All right. Sachin, let's have you back for our AMAs. We'll keep some animal questions the next time whenever you're
Yeah,
free.
sure.
So we have this thing called the AMAs, which nobody watches, but it's fun. And normally the 3 people or 2 people, I don't know, I can't remember the format. But
Sure.
we'll get like maybe 50% of the question will be just animal centric. So you
Definitely.
can actually answer some specific questions.
Yes.
From people instead of some idiot rambling on about his own greatness, right? Which
Yeah.
must have been painful for all of us. Say bye to Ayush.
Bye, Ayush.
Yeah, we just taught him how to fetch. Ayush, I'm kidding. You know I love you, Baba. Come on, don't talk like that. Come and sit on my lap. Sachin, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are big. Tell your PETA people we love them.
Yes.
Even though
For
the
sure.
spelling is wrong. It's Peter. Peter? It's not?
Yeah, in the beginning, people
Come on,
used
you're
to
in India,
correct
Baba.
me,
You're telling
Peter.
me you guys started here and they must be doing, yaar, wo galat hai. It's Peter.
No, people correct me when I say I'm from PETA. They say, "Arey PETA bolo na."
Oh, PETA. Yeah, PETA is a lot too. I've heard that.
Like, okay, I work for the organization,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
correct me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, you can say PETA
Yeah,
also,
PETA.
no? Well, I mean, it's an acronym anyway, right?
Yeah, but it's PETA. So,
Oh.
you know,
I'd like to PETA.
pet.
Sorry.
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो,
प्लीज तमीज से बात करना है ना, इम्पोर्टेंट पीपल यार.